What's going on, everybody? This is Dave over at Green Hat Kiteboarding, and pretty excited to actually talk to you guys about a new thing for the shop. With all of this traction with Foil Drive, e-foils, all of this fun stuff, we are now starting to get some integrated masts into the shop. And I kind of want to go over just in general who they're for and what the pros are. So I want to start off with who the integrated mast is really for, right? So there's a lot of people that have foil drives, and there's a lot of people that use them as an assist to learn a discipline. I certainly did that. That's how I learned to fool around with downwinds. So if you're one of those people that are constantly setting up your foil drive, your batteries are constantly charging because you're always using it, there is a really good chance that you also have a foil drive designated board, right? Something that you know gets you off the water with no problem, is super efficient. You're that person that's most likely really gonna benefit to a integrated mast, something like what I have here by Code. And we're gonna go over some differences that I certainly see just like straight up off the bat. For me personally, foil drive, I had one mast for about 2 months and I was still prone foiling and using the foil drive and constantly had to take the tape off, take the pod off. It was a lot of maintenance. Sometimes if I wanted to go proning and my foil drive was set up, I just didn't have the choice. I just kind of had to deal with what I had. A lot of us maybe have gone to where they have their regular discipline mast and then they have their foil drive mast. Maybe you guys got an aluminum mast, something that's a little more price point, but it's heavy. So this is kind of where I really love the integrated stuff. First off, what I decided to do was I took a regular Code Plus mast and I took the Code foil drive mast as well. This is set up with obviously a regular max. This is set up with a max. This is your 80 centimeter Code Plus mast. This is the pod that you would get from foil drive stock. And then obviously this is a max as well, integrated mast. All the wires, this I didn't plug the wires in. So the first thing that I did was I want to see if there was any weight difference. I don't know how, but they both weigh 8.2 pounds. So you're not necessarily getting anything lighter, but I think all the amazing things about an integrated mast really comes down to looking at this right here. So if you look at it, when you dip your pod and you're coming down a wave and this comes and hits first, a lot of us are stalling, or a lot of us are just, it's like hitting the brakes, you know? It's very tough to recover out of that. And if you do want to come down, you know, you have like a sick wave and now you want to come off the back, you're pumping and you're getting tired, you want to get back on to that propeller, it's tough to kind of sink that in and get that propeller engaged. This is so much more streamlined to the point of like, I don't even know if I were to try this back to back, if this would even feel like a foil assist compared to this. And listen, I'm not saying that this is a bad setup right here, but this is gonna be much, much better. The other thing that I learned from riding foil drives with Mast is that a foil drive is a great way to find out how twangy your actual mast is. And I don't know if it's because it's raising it up a little further off your board and you just have a little bit more degree when you're turning. But from what I have been told, this is ultra high modulus. This is actually stiffer than the Plus mast. So I think going forward with any integrated mast, it's always going to be stiffer because all the brands and all the riders know that Foil Drive is a really good way to find out how noodly your mast is. A few other things that I obviously really like is the fact that you don't have to tape this up. All of the wiring is actually right in here in the actual mast. So it's very easy to take care of. The maintenance is much better, and you're not putting gluey tape all over your mast. And to that point, this is something that I think a lot of people don't think about, is if your pod is angled at all, it can either push your nose down or push your nose up, which makes it a little difficult at times to try to get started. It's always fixed. So it's always at the perfect angle. As long as the board is actually at a 90-degree angle, your pod is at a 90-degree angle as well. So starts are much easier. The other thing that I really like is that every single mast has these little screws right here. And what they do is they allow it so this is all connected. And I remember that was a thing eventually when I did have two masts, one for prone, one for foil drive exclusively. There was never a way to connect this whole system. I would try to tape this area to the bottom, and I just don't like that. And this really allows everything to come off so much cleaner, so much easier, and it just looks a lot better. If you do have a wiring issue, they do have this whole little plate right here so you can replace it. But this is only made for foil drive, which means that you couldn't prone it, couldn't wing it, parawing, downwind, kite, can't do it. I think that if you're gonna buy a foil drive mast, you're in it. You love the foil drive. I think that's awesome. And I think that this is a great component to add to your foil drive exclusive situation. With that, for right now, I do have the code masts available. I have them in 11, which is this one right here, and this is 17. They are 78 centimeter masts. For right now, I'm told that they are only making a 78 centimeter mast, which actually I kind of think is a really, really good number. And obviously you can only use code foils with it, but code foils are pretty good. If you love North products, you're in luck. We do have the North sonar. This is the 80 centimeter version. Again, from what I know right now, 80 centimeters is the only length, and I believe that they only have this one size as far as where the pod is. This is a fantastic mast too. Obviously, can only ride it with North, but great front wings, great tails, great system. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, feel free to reach out. Give us a call, 732-284-3800. Hit us up on our website. And I also want to know, have you guys used these integrated masts? Like, what are you thinking? Hope you enjoyed. Go get on foil.